this prophet, the healer, this teacher, whatever they call him.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Yes. He came here by boat to rest, apparently, but oh no. He brings the crowds with him. He curses our village for our unbelief. And then he leaves, and the crowds, they go with him, feeding thousands, walking on water, mocking the Pharisees and the scribes. Do you hear yourself, Miriam? It's preposterous.
I know. It seems all impossible.
You say that he took your son, took him out of the village, and he healed his eyes, gave him back his sight? How?
But his friends, they took him. They'd heard of the miracles. They were excited. They wondered what might happen.
And can you really believe it? It sounds like an incredible story. I see people, they look like trees. People are laughing at your faith, Miriam.
I know they are, Mary. I know they are.
And now you say your boy, he's gone off with them to follow, left with them, with the crowds?
Well, yes. At least that's what he told me. You remember Simon Peter from the village and Andrew and Philip? Well, they've been walking with Jesus for a long time now, and well, they encouraged my son to go with them, with the disciples.
Miriam, why did you let your boy even speak with them? He's gone in a single day, they were, when the teacher first passed by here. No explanation, leaving their families, their livelihoods. And for what? Follow me? It's a fool's errand. And now look at the trouble that they're making. For your boy. For you.
I know. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to make sense of.
Sense? The priests won't even let you in the synagogue.
No. Not unless I confess to the telling of a great untruth.
Like they made all of the others who talked to the great feeding with the loaves and the fishes, and the water walking miracle. Miriam, just say it might not be as it looked at first. Your boy, he thought that he saw trees. The witnesses heard that. You heard him. Trees. Yes,
but then the teacher touched him again, and then his eyes were opened. Then he saw clearly, when before he could see only shadows, a dim glimpse, a hope.
Can you hear what you sound like? You sound like them, the ones who believe.
But isn't it getting harder and harder to doubt them all? The huge crowds who are fed from nearly nothing. We know many of them, Mary. They're not gullible. They're not foolish people. They were our friends.
And where are they now?
Well, after the prophet Jesus cursed our whole town to be damned for our unbelief, it's a bit difficult for everyone to stay here.
Miriam, calm yourself. You will, like them, have to go if you say that you believe the teachers of the law. They'll curse you just like your prophet cursed us.
I know, but who was it who said that we see through a glass darkly? But that's how I see it too. Right now, I see as if a reflection, like in a mirror. But I have a sense of something more. Right now, I can't explain. Now I know in part, but I have a sense that to follow him would be to know fully and to somehow be fully known.
There's no sense, Miriam. Enough.
Mary, can't you see? How can you not see?
But I haven't seen. I see what I know. The man is but a man. He passes through. Good young men follow him, leaving their families behind, destitute. Huge crowds of desperate people walking the countryside, telling stories that are just beyond any sane person's comprehension. Our own synagogue teachers can see it for what it is. Miriam, your own family denounces the story. Miriam, what will you do?
The wilderness prophet, John, he told of it, remember?
A crazy man?
Well, yes, but he was right. And that man in the synagogue with the evil spirit, he spoke the truth. He declared, Jesus of Nazareth, I know who you are.
Miriam, stop now before you blaspheme. The Holy One of God is Yahweh himself, as spoken by the prophet Isaiah.
Yes, Mary, Yahweh himself. It is, as you say, for Jesus does not only heal the sick, remember? He declared the sins of the paralytic man forgiven, and it's not just men. He speaks with women also, and we have spoken with these women. We've sat with them, listened to their stories. It's like I can see their stories with my very own eyes. My heart burns as I hear of the miracles in town after town, the lepers, the demon-possessed, the dead girl walking, that woman with the bleeding, restored, crowds following, ever seeing but never perceiving, ever hearing but never fully understanding.
Miriam, how can these things be true?
How can they not be? We know these women, Mary. They've got nothing to gain in the telling. You've heard them speak.
It could all be tricks, lies, deception. Even in his own hometown, those listening in the synagogue to Jesus, they reported that he was nothing more than a carpenter. Miriam, they know him. They know his family.
Mary, you worry too much.
Yes, because I've seen far too many good people caught up in it all. People like your son. People like you. And to what end? Can't you see? Miriam, you're going to lose everything if you say you...
Believe?
Yes.
Well, I can't help it. I can't help but wonder how some in the future will not see for themselves, but will yet believe. That's what I feel might happen. That this story is not just for now. It's unfolding. It feels familiar. Like John the Baptist explained, it's an old story finding its fulfillment right now in our midst. It's the stories of the scrolls, Mary, read in the synagogue. Surely you can see it. I know you can. The lame will walk, the blind will see, and they do.
But what about me? How can I be sure?
He was my own son, Mary. Others may talk about my inability to face reality, but I saw him after it happened.
I wish I had.
I know there are those who don't believe me, but they've got so much more to fear, so much more to lose than us. Somehow not seeing is easier for them because of everything that's at stake. But for me, I feel as if I have no choice. For me, I can't not see. I can't not hear. I can't not believe.
Why do you think why do you think he led your boy out of the village to do the miracle of seeing? Why? Why not do it right here in the very centre of the town, under the scrutiny of the synagogue teachers, where everybody could see it happen? Where I could have seen it happen.
Well, I think it's as the teacher Jesus has been saying, quoting from the Hebrew scrolls themselves. Your people honour me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. See, the Pharisees Remember, they'd only just seen Jesus feed the thousands with only 7 loaves and a few small fish, and yet our friends told us that our leaders continued to question him, just right there, demanding even more miracles.
And he told them, no sign will be given to you.
Because we are blind. We are blind. We're all blind. We've been blind for so long.
What are you saying, Miriam? What do you mean?
I think there are some. Remember, Mary, some, he told us, who, like the seed sown in the good soil, they will hear the word and believe it.
Hear the word and believe it.
Yes. Hear, see, and believe.
And you, my friend, you will follow him too?
Where else have I to go? For I've seen what I've seen, and I've heard what I've heard. For who in the skies can compare? Who is like him?
So are you quoting the Psalms now?
It's all there in the scrolls, Mary. You know it too. For he will deliver the needy who cry out, the afflicted who have no one to help. He will take pity on the weak and the needy and save the needy from death. It's there.
Well, what about you, Miriam? What will you do? What will we do?